What's going on, guys? PC here, and welcome to another episode of I'm Playing. Today I'm playing Defense Commander on the Dreamcast. This is a game that you've probably never heard of before, and there's a good reason for that. This game was actually developed simply as a tech demo. It was developed by a company called Titanium Studios for Microsoft in order to demonstrate how easy it was to simultaneously develop a game for both PC and Dreamcast using Windows CE. So essentially, this game was just made to sell developers on the idea of programming for Windows CE so they could release their game on both PC and Dreamcast with minimal effort. So there isn't a whole lot to this game. It consists of you controlling this turret here, and you can shoot by pressing the X button. And you can also drop bombs by pressing the B button, which will wipe out all the enemies on the screen. So the goal of the game is basically just to protect your Aztec village from aliens, I guess. I don't really know what's up with the Aztec ruins here, but yeah, you're basically supposed to protect your base from these enemy aircraft that are trying to destroy it. So, yeah, you can shoot regular bullets using the X button, and like I said, you can drop bombs with the B button to wipe out all the enemies on the screen. You can also get pickups, which are dropped by certain enemies. One pickup gives you extra health, and another one will give you a missile, a guided missile that will lock onto the enemy, and you can kill enemies that way. If I can actually find one, I'll demonstrate that to you. But there are 3 stages in the game, and they're all pretty easy. It's really a rather simple and quick game. Like I said, it is just a tech demo, but a fairly impressive one at that, actually. It's actually got some really nice lighting effects. As you can see, when I move the turret around, you can see the sun is reflecting off of the turrets and adjusting in real time, which is pretty impressive. And the graphics are not too bad. Obviously the mountains there are pretty lackluster, some pretty bland textures on those, but the game runs extremely smooth and runs really well, so that's pretty impressive. This game actually reminds me a lot of Incoming, which is another Dreamcast game, where you're basically just trying to defend your base from aliens. In that game you can play as a turret or a tank or different things like that. I actually just died there. Whoops. But yeah, it reminds me a lot of Incoming, except not quite as fully developed. So in addition to showing off how easy it was to port a game from PC to Dreamcast, this demo was also created to show how easy it was to implement online multiplayer between the 2 platforms. So you could have cross-platform multiplayer between PC and Dreamcast players. Now, unfortunately, in this tech demo, it doesn't really have much of a online multiplayer capability. In fact, it really doesn't have any at all. Basically, you can connect a coder's cable for the Dreamcast, which is actually very hard to find. You can connect one between the Dreamcast and the PC, and you can basically view what the PC player is doing on the Dreamcast. So basically the Dreamcast would act as the server, and it would allow you to basically watch the PC player play the game. It's not really that great, but it was just there to show that you could network between the PC and the Dreamcast, which was actually implemented in a lot of different games. 4x4 Evolution and Maximum Pool come to mind. Both of those are Windows CE games, and you could play on the Dreamcast with PC players and vice versa. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to this game. It's just a few levels and not a whole lot to it, but I figured I'd show it off because there really isn't a whole lot on this game online. There's a couple forum threads about it, and as far as gameplay goes, there's someone that has some PC gameplay of this on YouTube, but none of the actual Dreamcast game, which is what I wanted to show. But yeah, very cool little tech demo here, and fairly impressive. But anyway, guys, that's just about it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.